Hello, if the general manager does not comply with the objective of the business or if he acts in bad faith against the company, it will be necessary to consider a remotion. I am Luis Pablo Villafuerte, corporate lawyer at Studio Fuentes, and today I'm going to talk about or explain the most important considerations of how to remove a general manager in a company and what are the roles or functions of the general manager.
Como parte del Grupo Fuentes, podemos ayudarte en este tema y muchos más. ¿Y quién mejor que uno de nuestros especialistas para explicarlo a profundidad?
First of all, the general manager is the person responsible for the entire administration of the company. He performs the role of legal representative before any public or private entity. Therefore, the general manager is the person in charge of celebrating or executing any type of public or private act or contract referring to the main activity of the company. In addition, he can legally represent the company in any situation in which the company participates. The general manager can participate in the session of general meeting of shareholders, universal meeting of shareholders, or in the annual mandatory meeting, but not with the right to vote. He can only intervene with the right to speak, having the opportunity to participate as a secretary or president of the board. What does the removal of a manager consist of? The removal is basically the act by which the position and function that a certain person fulfills the society is terminated. This decision is made after the agreement of the competent body. In this case, the removal of the general manager is agreed upon by the general meeting of managers or by the board itself, who can do so at any time, unless otherwise indicated in the status. It is important to highlight for the removal of the general manager does not require a specific cause. It is only based on the agreement of his general meeting or by the board of directors. What is the procedure for removing a manager? Firstly, to reflect the agreement of the parties, a general meeting of shareholders must be held where the shareholders of the company will decide to terminate the manager's contract. This removal must be recorded in the public records, since if it not recorded in the public records, the person will continue to have the general or special powers that have been determined in the status or agreement upon by the general meeting. So, what are the requirements for the removal of a general manager? Now, for the requirements that are needed for this removal of the general manager are, in summary, that the general meeting of shareholders has to be held or called it to agree on said removal, which can be carried out virtually. Now, due to the issue of the pandemic, it can be carried out virtually as long as it is also expressed it is in the status. Now, it must be taken into the consideration that for the removal, it is not essentially that there be a cause that could be the subject of removal. Simply, the agreement that the shareholder has, in that case, they can remove his without any problem. Now, in order to carry out this removal procedure, you must first install a call for all shareholders so that they can carry out the agreement to remove the general agent and be able to appoint a new one. And you will have to do this through a record, which is called the minutes of the general shareholders meeting. Secondly, this record must be notarized before a notary office. And what the notary office will do is be able to certify that record and be able to refer into the public registries for its registration, which can take 7 days business days for the qualification. Then what is also important is that you will have to go to the SUNAT, the tax entity here in Peru, to be able to register or make it know that the legal representative is being changed through some forms, and that this may only last a maximum of 1 or 2 business days. And finally, in the bank accounts, you will have to change the owner of the bank accounts so that the data of the new owner or general manager of the company can be updated. And that's all for today. I hope I could guide you, and this could be useful in understanding what is the role of a general manager here in Peru and how to remove it. If you have any question or any experience to share, please leave us a comment below and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.
Gracias por ver este video. En Grupo Fuentes trabajamos constantemente para ofrecerte la mejor capacitación. Además, pertenecemos a la red internacional Aligare, lo cual nos permite ofrecer nuestros servicios en cualquier parte del mundo. Si deseas mayor información sobre todos nuestros servicios, no te olvides de revisar la descripción del video.